You're listening to the 49 Carats Podcast, a 49ers Goldmine production with Angelina Martin and Stephanie Sanchez.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, Steph Stragosaurus, and I'm joined here with my co-host, as always, Angelina, Wrights, whatever you want to call her. How are you feeling today, Ange?
Oh, I'm feeling good. And get you a girl that has 14 different aliases, right? I mean, look at all the different names we go by. I'm feeling good. I am very pink today, just to reflect my mood.
I like the
Niners
gold chain
won.
too.
Thanks, dude. I'm feeling swaggy today. Yeah, thank you. Debo inspired. I need to get the Niner medallion, that huge freaking helmet that they have. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Happy to be here. And we got a new subscriber in the comments. What's up, Javier?
Thank
you for joining us.
Hell yeah, Javier. Right on.
Yeah, so I'm feeling good. Victory Monday. Another one. Let's go.
Another one. A win is a win. I don't care that it was against the Falcons. A win is a win. Before we jump into this week in 49ers history, some of you might be jumping on to watch us today because we have a giveaway update. We were going to announce the winner today. We're still waiting to get some names of some of the people who have sent in screenshots. If you have not sent in a screenshot to us or Fitted Studios, please do so, because you do have to do that final step to be officially entered. So you still have some time to get in on the giveaway, and we'll make an announcement ASAP. Probably won't be during this episode, most likely. So just follow us on Twitter and make sure that, maybe turn on notifications for our account. I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah, good idea.
Post it on there.
Yeah,
we'll post it on there.
We have someone asking what the giveaway is, Steph. Did you want to remind people in case maybe they want to go enter if they haven't?
Oh, hell yeah. Let me see if I still have that. Yeah, here we go. So the giveaway was this Debo tee that you see here. It's by Fitted Studios. It's dope as hell. As far as I know, they're all sold out on Fitted Studios website. So your chance to get this shirt is through this giveaway. And like we said, there's still a little bit more time to enter since, we don't have all of the screenshots from all the entries quite yet. So go ahead and enter if you have not yet, and subscribe to us on YouTube. That's one of the first steps. So go ahead and do that. And as always, like we always say, like this video, share this video, comment. It brings us up on the algorithm, and who doesn't love that?
And the pod for our audio listeners, like us, or you subscribe to podcasts, right? You don't like a podcast? I think you can like them on Spotify, but yeah. And also shout out to Fitted for doing this giveaway with us, because they have some really cool stuff, and I am jealous of whoever wins the Debo tee, because it's a good one. Cool. So should I get into this week in 49ers history?
Let's do it.
Take it away. All right. So this week in 49ers history, TWI49H is what we're going around with calling it now. December 15th, 1997, the 49ers retire Joe Montana's number 16 jersey. I mean, who didn't see that one coming, right? So that's a fun one to remember. December 15th also, but 2002, T.O. did his iconic pom-pom dance to celebrate a TD. And I know we all like to break that one out in the form of a GIF these days. So it lives on, and it lives on through this week in 49ers history. And lastly, December 16th, 2012. What a year 2012 was, man. Kaepernick leads the 49ers to beat the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Was that a snow game, or was that a home game? I can't remember.
It was, I believe it was in New England, because it did. I think it rained.
Okay, so I'm probably thinking of a Packers game where Cap came out with the no sleeves, and everyone was like, "Oh my god,
absolutely insane for that!
This man is so strong." Do you remember that? It was all about everyone was talking about how Kaepernick doesn't wear sleeves when he's cold, which
I still don't know how he did that. and he just happened to have a ridiculous performance for that Packers game. But I mean, yeah, he also had a great game for that game where they beat the Patriots. And not a lot of teams are able to do that, go to
We're talking
Foxborough and beat the
2012.
Patriots. Yes, Tom Brady led Patriots. So that was a really good memory for sure.
Cap better. 49ers news coming into the game. Elijah Mitchell, Azeez Al-Shaair, and Maurice Hurst were out. I mean, we're going to talk about it, but everyone else stepped up, man. I mean,
as always.
What a
story.
What a great game. Let's talk about it.
For sure. So the 49ers just completely rolled over the Falcons in this game. They beat them 31-13 to improve 8-6. And it was a little, at the beginning of the game, you're like, oh my God, like again, it starts off very shaky, starts off really close, and you start to get worried a bit. But, all in all, I feel like the defense kind of, I don't know, they were just like the security blanket to the offense and everything else in this game. I felt like they were the key to this victory, and they overcame some early mistakes. The hasty fumble on the opening kickoff. And then immediately after that, when the 49ers got the ball back after that, Mitch Wishnowsky kicked a 39-yard punt. So not great when you're trying to get back in the field position game. But I think special teams is still bad. Angie, what do you think? I mean, does this kind of tell us what we were wondering last week?
Yeah, I'm watching the game and I'm like, here, after last week's game, we're like, they figured it out. Like, well, we didn't really say that much, but it went a lot better this week because the other special teams played so poorly. But yeah, this week they were back to their usual hijinks. But like you said, yeah, the defense was just, to me, I know a lot of people are talking about Jimmy Garoppolo doing great, which he did, but the star of the game was the defensive unit as a whole. This is the second straight week where they're playing a team that has all of these incredible offensive weapons that everyone's talking about, right? And I mean, they were basically shut down. So yeah, shout out defense. Again, this is, 49ers fans are used to this. We're used to the defense, having the offenses back and really getting a lot of these wins and contributing to a lot of these wins in a big way.
It's so true. I feel like for as long as I've been a 49ers fan and the times that they've been good, the defense has like always been the backbone of the team, and it's no different this year for sure. So let's talk about the defense and what they contributed. As you mentioned, no Azeez. Wasn't a big issue that they didn't have Azeez. I thought it would be a bigger issue coming into the game with Cordell Patterson and Kyle Pitts being on the other end. But I mean, Flanagan Fowles was pretty decent. I didn't hear his name called too much, so he wasn't like Azeez level, right? But he still did exactly what he needed to do. And Fred Warner had a good game as well. What'd you see out of those guys?
Yeah, Fred Warner was everywhere yesterday. It seemed, every time there was a tackle, Fred Warner is standing over him, flexing. So yeah, it was good to see Fred being Fred. And yeah, Flanagan Fowles stepped up. I mean, he, like you said, didn't do anything wrong, right? And that's all you can ask when you're stepping in to fill in for a guy like Azeez, who has really made a name for himself so far this season.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. And so another player that we saw, start because, people were out. Manny Mosley was out, right? Dante Johnson joined the team late in the week after being out last week. So Ambry Thomas, he got the start again. I want to, before I say anything about what I think about, how he played, I want to ask you what you thought.
He did fine.
Yeah.
To me,
okay, cool.
Like people act like if he gives up one deep ball, like, oh my God, Ambry Thomas, what a waste of a pick. Like, dude, relax. Right. The Falcons scored 13 points, bro. Like, what are you mad about? I thought he did fine. Obviously he got beat in coverage a few times, but he's a rookie. I mean, how old is he even? Like, I don't know how old he is, but he's young. I'm just glad he's getting reps, and that's the only way he's going to get better. And to me, he already has. I don't believe he got a DPI called on him yesterday. He might have got a different foul called on him.
I think he might have gotten another penalty, but
yeah,
no, not a DPI for sure.
Yeah. So, I don't have a problem with the way he's playing. I mean, they're putting who they have in, and it's resulting in wins. So, but what are your thoughts? I know you're way better at like analyzing players than me.
I guess. No, I mean, I'll just say that, like, yeah, I see the improvements already as well. I mean, we remember some of the things that were being said about him during training camp. It was not good. It was bleak. Like, some of the talk out of training camp was like, this guy looks like a bust. And I know that's ridiculous to say, like, during someone's rookie year, but when you draft someone in the third round, it's just not, it did not reflect his draft pick at that point, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like he's already looking better. I think one of the biggest knocks on him, when he joined the team, was he needed to add some weight. And you kind of see it. He gets kind of, I don't want to say bullied. I don't know if that's the right word, but like overpowered. One of Kyle Pitts' catches, where he kind of mossed him a bit. And I think it's encouraging to see Ambry Thomas in position to make the plays. He's there. He's not getting burned,
right. Yeah.
Like that. And so he just needs to, I think add more weight, be a little more aggressive, those little things, and all that could be, taught. You could put on some weight, and so I'm pretty encouraged by what I'm seeing from him. Yeah, like I agree. I think people are giving him a hard time, right?
Yeah,
because that's all we heard.
That's what 49ers fans
season.
do.
Yeah, and it's just like a chorus. People just follow along to what other people are saying, I feel like. And no, I think he did just fine.
Yeah, the best is yet to come.
Exactly. So I'm glad me and you are on the same page about that.
I wasn't
expect anything else, but yeah.
Yeah, per usual. Yeah, I wasn't like offended by his play or anything. I didn't feel the need to tweet about it.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, what Newbie said, where he commented here. Thomas did sit out year in college. So that final year he didn't play. And people have to remember that as well. Like, he's going to be rusty. He's going to be, maybe not in the best football shape coming into the season. And as we know, the NFL is a different beast from college in terms of like the physicality. So yeah, I think he'll just continue to get better. I'm encouraged by what I see from him.
Yeah, keep going, little rock star.
Little rock star. Well, let's talk about someone who probably doesn't need to bulk up any more than he already is. Nick Bosa. We saw him flex yesterday in the game. I don't know if you caught that. It was so funny because he flexed as people were scrambling to get a fumble. I thought that was kind of funny. But
okay, was Bosa. He flexing or was he doing the?
Did he do this?
Was he doing this?
I thought he did his like.
I saw David Lombardi post the photo and he's like pointing to his arm, and so I couldn't tell if he's like pointing to his muscle. It's like, dude, we see it. First of all, you don't need to point it out to us. So for a second, I thought he was like ice in the veins, but I'm gonna have to go back.
He might have been. He did the little TikTok.
Hilarious. I mean, his girlfriend is like a TikTok star. So yeah, did you know that?
I think you have mentioned it before, but yeah. She's kind of cringe to me from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's all just her dancing in a bikini, which you go, girl. She's hot. So I would probably do the same thing if I looked like her. But
so is he, so.
Yeah, right. Beautiful couple. Like racism, that part isn't good about her. But
all that aside.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Nick Bosa has been great. I mean, I don't think we'll ever say a bad thing about him, right? And just that was such a Bosa move to be doing the flex as the fight for the ball was going on, like he didn't even realize. So that was pretty funny.
No, No idea. He had 9 pressures in this game, and of course the strip sack that he had. In the last 3 weeks, he has 24 quarterback pressures, which is most of any player in the NFL. Impressive
Yeah.
much? That is
Gosh,
like,
yeah.
come on, give
I
this
think
guy the CPOY, please.
yeah, no, I was about to say, like, at this point, I feel like he kind of almost has it in the bag. I know obviously Dak is like a big name that people talk about. I don't know who are
He's
some of the
fizzled
other
off
people.
though.
Yeah, exactly. To me, like, yeah, this production after that injury, like he has to be one of the top names being considered.
Right. Yeah, imagine. And so newbie said, "Can you imagine how many sacks he would have if he wasn't strangled on each play?" Yes, it's getting ridiculous almost. Like I get it if it's like a missed call in like, one game, but we can point to several games this season where Nick Bosa has been held and even other members of the 49ers defensive line and no call. It's kind of interesting.
Are we gonna put on our tinfoil hats for that one?
What's your
I
theory?
don't
I
know.
want to
I
hear
don't
it.
know.
Oh,
Everyone
you haven't thought of one yet. You're just
I'm just spitballing here. Everyone's always talking about how, like games can be rigged. Like are referees being told not to call that on Nick Bosa so that he's not just dominating every game?
that would be.
Something
I mean, yeah,
something
that's
we have to think about.
pretty out there.
Just something to think about. I'm just saying. Because
But that's
otherwise, what
crazy.
is the reason? Like, I know obviously players get held every single play, and like you can't call them all. You're not going to see them all, but like, especially when players are being vocal about it and like saying, "Yo, my teammate gets held every single game, like 15 times a game." Like, no one's saying like, "Hey, be better." Like, there's no accountability. Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, no, I mean, we can get into a whole nother topic, but the officiating has been pretty bad this year altogether. That's
Yeah.
a whole nother conversation, I feel like. But
I like newbie's comment that Fox doesn't want
it's
Strahan's
true.
record broken.
I mean, they might not. It's true.
That's
I mean,
our
that's one of
guy.
those.
That's our guy.
Yeah, like, you never know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Um, but regardless, Nick Bosa is still dominating. He was the 49ers' highest graded defensive player this week, and he has at least 1 sack in the 6 straight games. And do you know who the last 49er was to have that many?
I didn't know before I read your notes. Alden Smith.
You could have just pretended you didn't see
Oh,
my
sorry,
notes,
sorry.
guessed it, and
Sorry.
looked like a
That
genius.
would be my guess if I had to guess without
Right,
knowing.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's a good guess. Yes,
Thank
longest streak since Alden Smith, who had 7 straight. I put 2021, but obviously Alden Smith is not
2012.
playing in 20. So I think, yes.
Yeah.
2012, as always, I do have misspellings in my notes.
And as always, epic shit happened in 2012. We could just assume.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure it did. So now on the season, Nick Bosa has 15 sacks. That's tied for second. He has 4 forced fumbles. That's also tied for second.
Can't
And he
believe
has
that's only
19.
second.
I know, right?
It's like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then 19 tackles for loss, which is first. So we'll see what happens, but I like where this is going. It seems like, he's on a streak, and not just that, but it seems like he's just getting better week
Yeah,
after week.
and everyone around him on the defensive line is playing really well as well, which, when you have a bunch of elite players on a line to worry about, it's going to be harder to guard the most elite player on the line, right? So
Right.
I think everyone is elevating their play, which is in turn elevating the play of those around them.
Right. Yeah. On that note, Arden Key and Ebukam, they've kind of been emerging at the right time. Arden Key in his last 7 games, he has 6 sacks and 19 pressures. He had 5 pressures yesterday. And Ebukam, who, we all know he started this season pretty slow, and we didn't hear his name called all too much. Been a disappointment. he's showing up a bit here and there as well. He has 4 pressures. The entire defensive line yesterday had 33 pressures, and really in the second half of the game, like you can really see them. Like Matt Ryan had like no time to throw.
Dude, the broadcasters called the pocket a torture chamber, and I was like, that's so awesome. Like, dude, yes,
It
it's
was
exactly
brutal.
what it is right now. Yeah, and it was crazy also, and I'm sure we'll talk about this later, but Jimmy G was only pressured twice.
Yes.
Which is
Yep.
like there's the difference in the game right there. So
Exactly.
yeah. Go D line.
Yeah, no, they continue to get better because we've been talking about Bosa all season, but like everyone else, was quiet, and now we're starting to hear other names jump into the mix. Bosa said, "I think everybody is starting to hit their stride," and then Fred Warner said that pass rush is coming alive, and they're coming alive right when we need them to.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, what better time than a playoff push, right? For everyone to figure it out. And God, they did it just in time. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty
Right, and
crazy to be here.
not just in time for the playoffs, but like also just in time, like it just happens to be during the stretch where Emmanuel Mosley's out as well,
Mhm.
where they're really short on cornerbacks, and um, I really do feel like the pass rush deserves a lot of credit in that
Yeah.
as well.
Hell yeah, brother.
Um, hell yeah, brother. Okay, I mean, but 2 other players on the not the defensive line, but defensive backs that I think have made the job easier for the corners. Jimmy Ward and Tart, man. Jaquaski Tart.
Yeah.
They played awesome yesterday.
Silent assassins, right? Just kind of quietly making an impact every single play. It's like another how I said, it seemed like Fred Warner was all over the field yesterday. Same with these guys.
Yeah. And then Hufunga, like he did leave the game at one point, and then Tart like really just took over, which there's been a lot of talk about, why is Hufunga in the game when you have a perfectly good safety in Tart? And I see it both sides, but I want to know what you think about that.
When you say both sides, do you see a rookie with like promising talent who might not quite be all the way there versus a proven vet, but he's a vet?
Yeah,
Because that's kind of
basically.
yeah, I think they should be playing whoever is doing the best on the field personally. Right now, I know that playing rookies has been a huge topic of discussion for this team this season. I think right now, like I'm going with Tart all day, every day, just because of the way that he's been playing. But like I also understand wanting to give your rookie that experience, and when he is making some of the plays that he does, So I think I'm kind of like you, surprise, and where like, yeah, I see both sides.
It's definitely a good discussion to have. Like I don't want to be like screw Hufanga and like get him out of here because he is the future of this team. Like, I
He
don't want to
has
say okay, he's
potential.
not the future, but he is going to be on this team beyond this year. We don't know about Tart just yet.
Exactly.
I mean, and I think that's part of why they want to see what they have with Hufanga, because if they can help it, they're going to go with the cheaper player, right? If
Yeah.
if they can
Well,
help it. But
especially when I know someone commented earlier that Nick Bosa is going to have to be paid soon as well. And so it's like they're definitely thinking long term here with a lot of positions.
for sure. The one thing I will say, and I've said this about Hufanga before as well, he's not good in coverage. That's definitely not his strong suit right now. So you're going to see that in these games. And when it comes to playoff time, I'm fine with them giving Hufanga some time during the regular season. And, I don't think he's going to be the reason they lose any games, right?
Yeah.
But I think come playoff time, I don't want to see Hufanga.
100. Yeah.
I just don't think
Yes.
I just don't think they can risk it, when it's high stakes like that. Every snap is going to count, and you definitely want them going to your more experienced safety.
Yeah, and I mean, Tart and Ward have been playing together now for how many years?
Yeah, they're like an old married couple, those
Exactly.
two.
So it's like they have chemistry. They're
Yeah,
both good. Yeah, yeah. We're on we're on the same page.
same wavelength. Um, but yeah, I mean, one big play that I keep is just like stuck in my head on replay is when Matt Ryan was trying, because they were going for it on every like fourth down, and um the Falcons were there. They were in the red zone. Matt Ryan's tried to scramble for it, run into the end zone, and here comes Tart. Just levels him back to the ground where he
Uh,
belongs. Like
yeah.
that was insane. And yeah, what did you think about that play? And just altogether, like the defense, the red zone defense. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, we saw I think 2 goal line stands and then another fourth down stop in the red zone inside the 10-yard line. So I mean, yeah, it was kind of comical to see them continue to try and score and just they could not get past the 49ers defense. And I think I let out actually a yell when that hit on Matt Ryan happened. Because that was fourth down, right? And he was
Yeah,
trying to get into the end zone. I thought he had it for a second. Yeah.
he
And then
leveled him, man.
Tart kind of came out of nowhere and said, "Get the F back." So yeah, God, just what a fun game to watch. And that play was awesome. I like that play sticks out in your mind from the game because I think we tend to focus on like the bad things from games sometimes. So it's nice with a game like this where so many good things happen that you can be like, oh yeah, that was a great part of the game. I felt serotonin in my body at that point.
For sure. You think about safeties that 49ers had in the past, Whitner and Deshaun Goldson, and they have a few highlight plays that, you hear their name brought up, and those are plays that come into your head. I feel like that was definitely one of those plays for Jaquaski Tart, and
Yeah.
we'll definitely remember that one for years to come.
Yeah. Whitner would not be allowed to play in this league, just for the record.
Suspended for life or something like that.
Yeah.
They were crazy. They were absolutely insane.
Miss it.
Did you know that the 49ers defense, so you were talking about the turnover on downs and then the Falcons weren't able to convert. The 49ers defense forced 3 turnovers on downs inside their own 10-yard line. That's how close they were to scoring. First time that's been done in a single game in the last 40 years.
Because who's dumb enough to try and go for it 3 times in a row? Just kick the freaking field goal, losers.
Get anything at that point. Yeah.
But I mean, that's also something fun that can happen when you're playing really well. Like teams feel pressured to score, and you can end up breaking a record that hasn't been broken for 40 years. So that's fun.
Yeah, but I just thought that stat was amazing because it's just like, it just speaks to the dominance that the defense had in this game. Really, really fun stuff.
We love it.
Let's talk about the offense because they had some fun in this game as well, and I sure had fun watching them.
Yeah.
It really felt like everyone was clicking. Everyone was in their bag. What did you think about this performance from the offense?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, I tweeted the Oprah gif where she's like, I was like, everybody gets a touchdown. One thing that's been really cool about the team this year, it isn't just one guy scoring the touchdowns every game. It's everyone, it could be George Kittle. It could be Jeff Wilson Jr., on a day that he gets the starting spot. I know we'll talk about him. He killed it. Yeah, it was exciting, firing on all cylinders. The big talk of the game was Jimmy being good Jimmy, and we know that good Jimmy is accurate. Good Jimmy is quick. Good Jimmy is smart. Good Jimmy just doesn't make mistakes, right? And so it was cool to see that. I did want to ask really quick, because I thought this was really funny, and I'm not trying to be negative. At the end of the game, you know, the broadcasters, they're talking about the game, and they're talking about Jimmy G specifically. And like, I swear the 49ers or someone paid these broadcasters. They're like, hey, after the game, talk Jimmy up. Because I'm sorry, I was sitting alone in my house laughing because I'm like, okay, you need to remember what they said for the pod. They literally were like, Jimmy Garoppolo, he was solid today. He was efficient. The receivers were able to catch all of his passes. Like they literally said, they said, no interceptions for Jimmy Garoppolo today. And then they're like, in the last 6 games, Jimmy G has thrown just 3 interceptions. And I was like, that's one every other game. Like, I don't know. It was just cracking me up, dude. Like it, you know, normally when they're talking about the quarterback after the game, they're like, he was fantastic, like blah, blah. And it just, they were talking him up, but the words that were coming out of their mouth were saying that he did a decent job, you know, like he did what he was supposed to do. I don't know. Did you hear that at all?
I didn't. I did not. So live, I missed like most of the second half of the game, and then I rewatched it when I got home. But
yeah,
so I missed that. But that's pretty funny. That's like a page out of David Lombardi's notebook or something.
it was so fun. It was so funny. And I said, I'm not trying to be negative because obviously Jimmy did great yesterday, but like, well, I still think great is too like crazy of a word to use. Because when I think great, like I think of like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers,
He's good enough. He
did good. Exactly. It's good enough. It was just cracking me up that basically like, that's what they were saying after the game. But it was like, I was like, there's like so many other players you guys could have talked about this game to like, you could have been like the 49ers defense, you know, 3 TODs for the first time in 40 years inside the like, you know, that would have been more impactful to end the game with. But
I mean, hey, John Lynch does have some connections in the media land, so you never know. I mean, you never know.
Like trade value, I'm just saying, I'm tinfoil hat. But Jimmy did great. Jimmy has been doing. I said great again. Jimmy's been doing great for the 49ers. I'm just gonna say it. He's been good. He's been doing all the right stuff. And yesterday was just another example of how when everything is working perfectly and everyone does their job, the 49ers win games, which should be of no surprise to anyone.
Right. I mean, they have a very talented, offense around Garoppolo. So, if he's good, of course, the rest of the team is going to be great. Yesterday, Garoppolo had 18 out of 23 completions, 235 yards, a touchdown, and as you mentioned, 0 interceptions, which is always great when we're talking about Garoppolo. 123.7 rating. As Newbie said, over the last 8 weeks, Jimmy G is the highest rated quarterback in the league. You stole my stat that was in my notes. I'm just kidding. I stole that stat from Twitter.
Yeah.
You should keep him another year. I'm gonna stop you there, but
relax.
Daddy, chill. But that's a discussion maybe for another day for sure. Because I definitely want to have that discussion. Because the closer we get to this thing, it's gonna get louder and louder. But yeah, did you know that only Steve Young has a longer streak among 49ers QBs of passer rating? So Jimmy, as he mentioned, has a 90 plus pass rating in 8 straight games, and only Steve Young has more as a 49er. Do you know that?
I didn't know that. And we're getting to the point where Jimmy has been a 49er for a really long time. So it's not surprising me that he's, in the same number of, or in some of these sentences with some of these greats, we've seen that the 49ers win games when he happens to be playing quarterback. So it's pretty crazy though.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's the highest graded highest graded player of the wait, that can't be right. I think I misspelled something again. Next stop. So Jimmy's season interception rate has dropped to 2.1%. He now ranks 15 in the NFL. So middle
He's
of the
improved.
pack. He's improved. That sounds ridiculous, right? He's like 15 and we're saying he's improved, but it's true. He has. And since week 8, his interception rate is 1.7. Keep that going.
Yeah.
Keep it
Shout
up.
out.
More of that.
Shout out Jimmy G. Shout out Jimmy G for not throwing
Shout
picks.
him out.
Because that was like his kryptonite, right? Like
Yeah.
Jimmy throws a pick, most of the time he's going down. So good for him.
Good for him. Yeah. And since week 8, 49ers have the most efficient passing offense and second most efficient rushing offense in the NFL.
Dude, that is crazy. Fear them. Fear Kyle Shanahan. Who said he was on the hot seat? Not us. We didn't say that.
We never said that. I know you're being sarcastic. We never said that.
We never said fire Kyle Shanahan. We can always say that.
No.
We never said we didn't want. We were like,
we questioned him.
Buddy, is everything okay in there?
We questioned him.
We were,
which was
scared.
Okay.
We were worried about him. We were
completely different things.
He wasn't being himself. But that's crazy. You have to think that teams around the league are kind of like looking over their shoulder, like, where the hell did the 49ers come from, dude?
Yeah, no. And it's crazy because a lot of the teams in the NFC like have started kind of falling apart a little bit, and just like it seems now more than ever
Cardinals.
that this is anyone's NFC. I mean, okay, maybe aside from the Packers are still, dominant and but I don't know. I would like a second crack at the Packers, I tell you what. But
I would love a second crack at the Packers. That's a tongue twister. Don't say that one wrong.
I would like to see it.
I would like to see it.
No team wants to play us right now. So true. So true.
So
I
true,
truly
49er media.
I truly think that. And one big reason why is because the run game has been so deadly between, Elijah Mitchell and now Jeff Wilson. And then we've been seeing Samuel, get going. It seems like after this game, Jeff Wilson is all the way back from his injury, right? Would you say so?
Oh, yeah. I mean, over 100 yards rushing. I say he's back, baby. Let's go. I could not be happier to have our sweet, sweet Gucci Prince back in the backfield, feeling 100%, contributing in a big way. Let's go, baby.
We love to see it. He had 21 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown. And Jeff Wilson after the game said it's just one of those days where he felt like the old Jeff. We want to keep seeing it. I love it. He said, I'm nowhere.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish the quote.
Oh, okay. He said, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. This is only the beginning. And that's crazy to think. We love it.
Stay woke. Oh my God, I can't talk. I'm so excited. JW coming for your throats. Next.
It's true. It is true.
It'll be cool now that he's like 100%, to see how him and Mitchell trade off.
It will be interesting. And someone was asking about Mitchell in the comments, Javier Rios. So we did get an update on Elijah Mitchell, and I'll elaborate on the rest of the injury updates. But Mitchell does have a chance to play on Thursday, and Shanahan, since it's a short week, he's calling them a game time decision, or calling him a game time decision. So fingers crossed. But I mean, it does seem like Jeff Wilson Jr. can handle the load, right? And yes, you said it. Like, it's interesting how that's going to look like when they're both healthy. And I don't know if he's going to be 100% healthy, on Thursday, talking about Mitchell. But we'll see in the weeks to come what that's going to look like. Did you know that the Falcons had not allowed a 100-yard rusher since 2020?
That is shocking.
It is shocking, right? Because I don't think their defense
It's not
is that
like,
good.
yeah,
But
exactly. That's crazy. I wonder, when was the last time they played the Niners?
that's a good question. But I mean, even if the Niners were, in that span, which I don't think they were, we saw in the past the 49ers were always committee, right? So you'd never
Yeah,
really see like
that's
one
very
guy
true.
go on. It was a little more rare than it is now. But I like to think that is, a testament of Jeff Wilson Jr. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Someone commented that it was 2019. Do you know?
The last time that they played, or
Oh, when the last time they played. Okay, perfect.
yeah.
That's cool.
That makes
So,
sense.
and I'm also wondering, like, does COVID have anything to do? Like, I don't know. No, I definitely think it's the Jeff Wilson Jr. effect. Probably, I think he was just feeling himself. I think Kyle was feeling himself. I think it turned into magic.
He was feeling himself, and we need more of that. Let's talk about another player that the offense is kind of rallying around as well. I mean, Debo, we talk about him every week. We're going to keep talking about him, hopefully, because he's been awesome. He had 6 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown, and 4 receptions, 60 yards. Did you see that one play where he, of course, I mean, we all saw it, right? He knocked out AJ Terrell mouthpiece. Man, I
Yeah,
think
that was
I think the
awesome.
one I think the one reason no one wants to play the Niners, not just because of the defense, but holy shit, like this offense is just like kick you in the mouth, like, just physical. Like between
Yeah.
Kittle, who needs like 5 members of the defense to tackle him, and then Debo, who's knocking out mouthpieces. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see this team.
You're either gonna get like carried down the field by George Kittle or headbutted by Debo Samuel. Like, take your pick, right? Yeah, I feel like I'm a broken record, but every week I'm just like, God, how lucky are we that the 49ers decided to draft Debo Samuel? I mean, I don't think any of us could have predicted not only his production, but just how different his production is and everything that he's capable of. Couldn't think of the word I was looking for, but like the duality of it all.
Yeah. He's so unique, and just like the physicality that he plays with as well. Just it makes him so much more. I appreciate him so much more just for those two things. And
Yeah. And he's
um
like funny and nice and just like a
yeah,
good
the
dude.
dimples, he's got the dimples going,
Yeah.
and um so no other wide receiver in the Super Bowl era has more than 4 rushing touchdowns in a season, um except for Debo.
Look at our guy. That's
Look
crazy.
at our
Like,
guy go.
just this team, baby, breaking records
I
left
feel
and right.
and I feel like with Debo, we have like a new like cool stat about him like every week. You
Yeah.
notice that?
Yeah. Hmm.
I have a couple.
For
I have a
sure.
couple of just him this week. He's also the first wide receiver with at least 1 rushing touchdown in 5 straight games played.
That doesn't shock me
Doesn't no, not at all.
because, I
Not at
mean,
all.
you
And
don't find.
let me ask you if this shocks you. So Debo, he has 1,088 receiving yards. Kittle currently is at 850. And you might have seen this stat rolling around Twitter in the last couple of days. So if they both go over 1,000 yards, which I mean, with Kittle, he's close, right? He doesn't need much yardage in these next few games to get that. It'll be the first time that the 49ers had 2 1,000-yard pass catchers since Rice and Owens did it in 1998.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's all I say every time is that's crazy. That's wild. That's like, I'm like thinking back of all the teams. Yeah, I mean, they always had Frank Gore.
Yeah. And like,
So,
remember we've talked about Anquan Bolden, who, he was the last 49ers receiver to have 1,000 yards. And
right.
there wasn't really anyone who was dominant along with him. It was usually just him, right, at that time. So good to see, man. It's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think it also had a lot to do with, I'm thinking of all the receivers and, pass catchers that the 49ers have had over the years. And there have been a lot of talented options to choose from for quarterbacks. So, Jimmy finds a couple dudes that he likes, and, that's usually his go-to. So maybe that has something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
We know he likes Debo and Kittle.
Yeah, those are his faves, his safety nets, and why wouldn't they be, right? When they get you that much yak.
Exactly. And the yak, how much of those receiving yards are yak. So
for sure. I do have a Twitter tizzy question for you though regarding Debo. Because it's not really, I wouldn't say it's a tizzy. I haven't seen people like arguing about it, but I've seen people discussing it. And so I want to ask you, do you think that Debo is not being used as a receiver enough? In the last 4 games, he has 12 targets compared to 28 carries.
No, I don't care. Keep winning.
Right. Okay.
I think Brandon Ayuk is doing a great job. George Kittle is doing a great job. Debo Samuel is doing a great job, even when he is catching the ball, but he's doing a fantastic job running the ball. So, and they're winning.
Right.
And he's not only is he doing a great job running the ball, he's scoring touchdowns running the ball, right? Like this isn't just let's use Debo to eat up some yards and get to the other end of the field. Like he is running into the end zone. Like it seems like almost every time he has the ball. So like, I don't have a problem with it. I haven't seen him, get banged up too much. I know he had the groin thing, but that wasn't even like an impact injury to me, like from contact. So I don't know. I mean, obviously he's a really good receiver and you want to see him running routes more and stuff. But to me, as I stated at the beginning, I don't care as long as they're winning and it's successful. If he was getting stuffed every time, I'd be like, what are we doing? But he's not.
No. Yeah. And you can just tell he loves to, act as a running back or just be the running back and run. And I mean, I don't want to say it's his strong suit because obviously he's really good at receiving as well. Like he's just everything is his strong suit. It seems, so.
I'm gonna sound like one of those stereotypical football coaches where they're just like, he's just a football player. He's just he's just a football player. He just loves to play football. And like immediately that kid is hella good, right? Like you're like, yeah, he's a football player.
He do it all. He could do it all.
Yeah, and he did try to be QB1 this weekend.
He did. It didn't really work out. They tried that little trickeration.
He said, I'm wide receiver 1. I'm running back 1. Can I be quarterback 1? Let's give it a shot. It was
like, Jimmy, he's coming for your job. Debo is coming for your job.
I'm going to say, like, it was a perfect throw. I'll give him that much. Into the back of a defender. But we're just going to look past that and look at the accuracy. That if that defender wasn't there, it would have been a touchdown.
It's true. Just like they drew it up.
Cornerback 1 too. 49er media content. Sorry.
Yeah, we have yet to see him there. If there's any more cornerback injuries, hey.
Well, I made that joke. I made that joke because he got an offensive pass interference.
Oh,
so I was like, he's really trying to be a cornerback now.
He would be CB1. Just saying, throwing it out there. But I agree. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Debo, no matter what he's doing, he's going to be effective. So I have no issue with him, running more than he is receiving. It's all gravy. Let's look at. Okay, hold on. Let me look at my notes here. We have a cap or no cap this week.
We do, and I love it.
Take us away, because I know
you want me to say it.
Quote, yeah.
Okay, let me pull it up. It's in my bookmarks.
So
How do
for
I
the new
get there on a browser?
subscribers, our cap or no cap segment, um, we pretty much just have a quote from after the game that was said or anything throughout the week. And we talk about whether it was cap or no cap, whether we, think it's true or not. So which one is our quote of the week?
Yeah, so after the game, Kyle Shanahan, just a jewel with the media he is. He said, "Jimmy hasn't been much different to me all year. I think we've gotten better around him." On to say that guys are getting a little better health and committing to the run. It helps Kyle and it helps everyone on offense. So, what do we think? Has Jimmy's play improved, or has the team just gotten better around him? He's been this good all along. The team's just gotten better around him. What do you think, Steph?
Is that how you
What
interpret that?
Yeah,
Like,
how did
okay,
you interpret it?
because I'm like, oh, he's always been this good. I would say he's always been good enough. He's always been good enough. He just,
okay, we can
we've
talk
just
about
gotten
it.
better.
Okay, so do you think?
So okay,
Do you
but
think
anyway,
that's cap or no
do
cap?
think I do think it's
It's
no
like a little
cap.
bit of both.
Yeah. I think it's no cap because and we have as fans have said it as well. Garoppolo has not changed. He's the same Jimmy Garoppolo. He's always been, and that is still true. The part about we've gotten better around him, I don't know. I don't know about that one because I don't know if I disagree. The defense has 2019. The defense was way better, right? You probably don't even make the Super Bowl without that defense. And then Kittle and Debo have been here for as long as Jimmy has, right? So who has gotten? I don't know. I mean, yes, Debo's gotten better, but I don't know. I'll let you go. Go ahead. I feel like we'll have some good things, interesting things.
Okay. I agree. I think the team has gotten better this season. I think that includes Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I'm saying? I think he's definitely gotten better during this run. I think it all started with the game against the Bears. I think the Jimmy Garoppolo that we've seen from the Chicago game on has been completely different than the Jimmy Garoppolo we saw before that week. And I would love to actually, maybe I'll do that after the pod, compare the numbers, because I could just be talking about out of my ass right now, and that's just what my eyes have seen. So to me, I think that's cap. I think that Kyle has been watching this team all year. I think that Jimmy has gotten better and I think it's resulted in a better record. I think he's thrown less picks. I think he's become more accurate. I think he's better in the pocket at this point in time. But then now I'm talking to myself. I'm like, but it's not just because everyone around him has gotten better. So you know what? I don't know. I think Jimmy has been different from the beginning of the season to now. That's why I say cap.
To me, he's been more consistent. These are things he's always been capable of.
Right.
I mean, we saw it in 2017 and in that 5-game win streak he had when he first, joined the 49ers. Yeah. But now, at this point, in the last, since week 8, he's been way more consistent with it, where we're really seeing it week in and week out. So I think that's the way I see it. I see it as consistency more so than he's gotten better.
Yeah. The way that you knew it was week 8 off the top of your head, I wish I could be like that.
Well, because I've seen it so many times. I didn't know. I was like, how many weeks ago was that? And then I was like, just say week 8.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't week 8?
No, it was week 8. It was week 8. I think that, But I'm saying I don't know how many weeks ago that was.
Yeah. So, we gave Jimmy his flowers weeks ago. We're giving Jimmy his flowers again. I think he's improved. I think I think
Yeah.
Shanahan believes what he said, but to me, the overall statement is cap. I don't think Kyle was capping, but I think it's cap. Does that make sense?
So
Like I
you
don't think
think
I don't think he's
you think Shanahan
intentionally
was telling the
capping.
truth,
Yeah,
but you don't believe him,
I disagree. Yeah,
or you don't believe it? Yeah, you
I
disagree.
disagree. Yeah.
Yeah, totally fine.
That
You
was a fun
disagree with
one.
Shanahan all the time.
All the time. He still loves us.
All right. Well, that was our cap or no cap segment. We do have a new segment, and we've talked about it in the past, or I think we talked about it last week or the week before that. But now it's official. It's in here. So fast facts. This is when one of us or both of us has our favorite fact of the game that we saw.
And I
And
did
yeah,
think of one, by the way. I
did
had one.
you?
I pulled
Okay,
it
so
up.
I'm
Yes.
gonna let you go first. Go
Okay,
for it.
I'll do mine first. Oh my god, I lost it. Do yours first. Hold on. My page
Okay,
reloaded.
I have three, but in the interest of time, I'm just gonna say one of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm kidding. Maybe I'll do two. Okay, wait. I gotta read them.
Do however many you
Let
want.
me do one of them. The 49ers rank 6th in the NFL in passing defense. In passing
Damn.
defense, and that's with all the issues they've had with corner. They average 213 passing yards allowed per game. I think that's D'Amico Ryans right there, baby, because he is like, we've been talking him up, and I think there you go. That's a stat that says just how much he's been able to mask some of the injuries on the defense, and how they're still playing well.
Yeah, respect D'Amico Ryans. That's all I gotta say. So my fast fact, this is from Akash. Duh. He's always got the good facts. The 49ers racked up 146 yards after the catch on Sunday, or 62% of Jimmy Garoppolo's passing yards.
I saw that one. Yeah, that's a good
It's a
one.
good
'Cause
one.
You
It's
know,
a good one. Yeah.
yeah.
It's just a fun fact. No context. We're not saying anything about it. We're just letting you guys know.
Yeah, make of it what you will. We're just throwing it
Yeah.
out there.
We're just giving you the facts. However you interpret
Fast
them, it's on
facts.
you. Yeah.
I like that segment.
Me too.
Yes, I like that. Let's talk about some injury
like
news
that.
after the I like that alone. Let's talk about some injury news after the game. We don't like injuries. Talanoa Hufanga, he has a knee injury, but Kyle Shanahan did say that he hopes he'll be available for Thursday against the Titans. Jaquiski Tart, so he left the game with the ankle sprain. He returned to the game. He finished the game, but now he's day to day. So I'm guessing maybe there was just some, swelling or something this, today, or maybe he was playing on pure adrenaline yesterday, but he's day to day. I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful he'll be able to play. I don't know. Kyle Shanahan didn't really say, but I hope so.
Yeah. Why did he go back out there? Because
I don't know. I mean,
Hufanga's knee was
I guess
acting up.
I guess he felt okay, like during the
Yeah.
game. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it was like
But
just
every
adrenaline.
player is gonna say they feel okay. Every player is gonna, for the most part, unless it's like they can really tell it's like something bad. For the most part, even if they shouldn't be out there, they're gonna want to go back out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no doctor, but I don't know.
I'm no doctor.
One thing you will find out is that I do accents terribly. So
I do them quite well. If I do say so myself. Anyway. Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right.
Let's try the serious. We're talking about injuries. Aziz Al-Shaair and Elijah Mitchell, they both have a chance to play versus the Titans on Thursday. And like I mentioned earlier, Kyle Shanahan did say that they're probably going to be a game time decision.
Yeah.
We did also GTD. We also got some updates on some players we hadn't heard about in a bit who have been injured. Emmanuel Mosley, he has a chance to return versus the Rams.
Let's
On Thursday. Well,
go.
versus the Rams. That'll be huge to get him like right before
Ass
the
catch
playoffs.
2.0.
Oh my god, how did I forget about that? Yes, that was iconic. Two safeties, Tavon Wilson, he has a chance to come off IR. I didn't see any other details besides that, so kind of vague. We'll see what
Very
happens
cool.
there. Tarvarius Moore, who tore his Achilles, he won't play this season. Kyle Shanahan confirmed today.
Man, that's gotta be just the worst news as a player, right?
Yeah. Yep. Live to see another year, I guess. Another season. All right, so 49ers, they're still in the 6th seed. After the Saints beat the Bucks, the Saints moved up to the 7th seed.
Let's talk about how the Saints beat the Bucks.
Woo! Yeah, I mean that
crazy.
was, but then that's what I'm saying. Like the NFC is just like anything can happen. We said it last week, right? Any given Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's true. And I think that's why the 49ers like they're hitting some strides at a perfect time. And like we mentioned, no team wants to play them right now. And I think that's definitely true. They are in playoff form right now. But let's preview the Titans really quick, because I know, you're a Tannehill gal. So okay, so I'm guessing you watch a lot of Tannehill and you have him in your fantasy. How has he been doing this year?
Not great.
Not great. Okay.
I think the Niners are going to win this game. I know a few weeks ago I was skeptical. Underestimate no one, but I think they should win.
Okay.
The Titans are not the same team without Derrick Henry. So
that's for sure true. They did. So the Titans lost to the Steelers on Sunday. And I mean, the Steelers could be tough. The Steelers have a good defense. That's the one thing I'll point to. They have a good defense.
Oh, and they play hard. They
do. Yeah. So
I'm mostly laughing that Big Ben had a rushing touchdown. I saw that come up on the bottom of my screen and I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah, that's a big guy right now.
It was a QB sneak, but it still counts.
Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that QB sneak. He's a tank, that guy.
Coming at you.
But some things for the Titans. So Julio Jones, he did hurt his hamstring. And those hammies are tricky. That's something he's been dealing with for a while. And so on a short week, I'd be surprised if Julio Jones plays. Newbie says AJ Brown is out. I don't know about that. They did activate him, or they designated him to return from IR today. So he's going to begin practicing today. They could activate him before Thursday. So there's a chance that he plays on Thursday. Whether they do that or not, I don't know, but they're in kind of a desperation mode as well. So if they don't have Julio, I wouldn't be surprised if they just like trot him out there less than 100%. It wouldn't be smart, but they might have to do that, or they might feel they need to do that.
Maybe desperate.
They're mad desperate right now. Yeah, another good stat. So the 49ers, the Titans had 4 turnovers versus Steelers yesterday. The Titans have turned the ball over 4 or more times in 3 of their last 4 games. I think that's gonna be a key to this game for the 49ers. They're just gonna have to protect the ball themselves, right? The 49ers offense and the defense. If they can get some good stops, if they can get some turnovers, I think that'll be enough to win this game. They're definitely not the same without Derrick Henry, as you said.
Yeah. I am anticipating the defense is going to eat on Thursday. Primetime. Let's go. Thursday's primetime, right?
It would be great if they did, because the last primetime game the 49ers played was not that great.
Monday Night Football?
Was it Monday Night Football?
against the Rams,
Hey,
or have they
didn't
played since then?
I thought they did. Maybe
Have they played primetime since after
was
the
it Monday
Rams?
Night
They probably
Football?
have.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
Yeah, Sunday Night
I was
Football
there,
against
dog.
Seahawks.
Oh yeah,
Sunday
yeah.
Night Football
No,
against the
it got
Seahawks. That was
flexed. It was
embarrassing.
flexed. It was
Oh,
flexed. They
yeah,
played
yeah.
in the day.
But that's what I'm saying. The Sunday Night
The one that was
Football
supposed to be.
against
Yeah.
right. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I'll double check that. But but anyway, my memory tells me that they got it kind of embarrassed on maybe it was earlier in the year. Probably.
I feel like they
They
usually
gotta
do.
redeem themselves.
Like
They usually play bad in primetime, you think? And so like short week, the Titans are
I think that's
pissed
a
off
blanket statement.
because
Yeah.
Titans are pissed off because they just they just lost that game. They're in desperation mode as well. So like Kyle Shanahan told the 49ers no celebrating this win yesterday. They're going right back to, football and getting ready for
Did
the
you
Titans.
hear what he said? He said, "We've got a nerdy bunch."
What?
He was like, "Yeah, like I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said that the group is pretty nerdy, so they were like all in bed last night pretty early." He literally called them nerds. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's
Nerdy
my
bunch.
coach. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens on Thursday. Me and Angie will have to talk about when we'll record our next episode. Do we wait till Monday or do we record on Friday? We'll talk about it.
Well, I'm gonna be out of town.
Fridays. Yeah, I'm like Friday is Christmas. No,
but
Friday
I can't
is
bring
Christmas
my
Eve.
laptop. Yeah,
no,
Friday's Christmas.
We're good. Monday.
Okay, Monday.
We'll
same
talk.
time, same place. Yeah.
Same time, same place. As always, guys, remember to subscribe. Remember to like this video, share it. And for those of you, again, who entered the giveaway, make sure that you sent those screenshots. We are going to be announcing the winner either tonight or tomorrow morning. So sorry about the delay. We were hoping to announce it today, but yeah, it'll come tomorrow or tomorrow morning or later tonight.
At some point.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, we hope that you guys have happy holidays, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Enjoy the 49ers game. Hopefully, we're going into Christmas with the 49ers win, right?
Yes, let's go. No better way.
Okay. With that, we're out of here. Peace.